Ever feel like you're on a constant content treadmill? You know, that daily scramble for ideas? Well, what if I told you you could plan, design, and batch an entire week's worth of posts in just one single session? Yeah, you heard that right. We're going to dive into a super simple system using just Canva and AI to take you from being a frantic creator to a legit content architect. All right, let's look at the two paths here. On the left, you've got the reactive creator. We've all been there, right? Staring at a blank Canva screen in a panic because you have to post something today. It leads to these random rush designs, and your brand just feels all over the place. And the result? Yeah, pretty much zero growth. But then look over on the right. This is the systematic creator. They've got a plan. They've got focused themes, a brand that looks super consistent, and guess what? They see real, actual growth. So I gotta ask, which one of these sounds more like you? And more importantly, which one do you want to be? So here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to talk about the content creation trap, and I bet it's going to sound familiar. Then we'll get into the good stuff, the system-driven solution. We'll break it down into two simple phases, plan and prep, and then create and complete. And stick around, because at the end, we'll talk about going beyond the post to really multiply your efforts. All right, let's kick things off with a problem that I think hits home for so many creators out there. It's that daily scramble for content. And this right here, this is the heart of the trap. It's that sinking feeling, that pressure you get opening up Canva because you just know you're supposed to post something today. You know, this whole reactive approach, it's a fast track to burnout. It makes you pull ideas out of thin air, rush through the design. And you know what? It pretty much guarantees you'll never build any real momentum with your audience. But here's the good news. There is a way out of that trap. And the solution isn't about working harder. Not at all. It's about having a system. We're talking about a complete mindset shift, really. It's about going from being that reactive creator to becoming a true content architect. So what's the end goal here? It's simple, but it's so powerful. Just picture it. A full week, 7 days of awesome, high-quality content. All planned, all written, all designed, done. No more daily stress. And here's the absolute best part. You get all of that entire week of content, done in one single focused batching session. Now, that is the definition of working smarter, not harder. Okay, so this is the key, the mindset shift that makes this all work. You've got to stop looking at Canva as just, a design tool, or AI as just a writing helper. Think of them as actual members of your team. They're your strategic partners that are there to help you brainstorm, draft, and design. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Phase 1 is all about the plan and the prep work. This is where we lay the foundation, the groundwork that makes everything else just flow. It all boils down to 3 simple steps to start. First, just pick one clear theme for the whole week. Could be anything, Canva tips, productivity hacks, whatever. This keeps you super focused. Step 2, you're going to use AI to spitball like 7 post ideas around that theme. And third, and this is important, you got to get your Canva system all set up and ready to go. So what do I even mean by a Canva system? Don't worry, it's not some crazy complicated thing. It's really just 2 parts. First, have 3 to 5 reusable templates for the stuff you post all the time, like carousels or quote graphics. And second, have your brand kit totally dialed in. Your colors, your fonts, your logo, all there. Doing this makes every single design ridiculously fast and always on brand. Okay, our foundation is solid. Now we get to move on to phase 2, create and complete. This is where all that prep work seriously pays off. It's where you get to bring your content to life super efficiently and without hitting that dreaded creative wall. So here are the next 3 steps in our system. Now, step 4 is absolutely critical. You have to write all your copy, all the captions, all the text before you touch the design. Why? Because switching between your writer brain and your designer brain totally kills your focus. Trust me on this. Then step 5 is where you design everything in one big batch. And finally, step 6 is the fun part. Export, schedule, and start thinking about how to repurpose. Let's zoom in on that copywriting step for a sec. This is where you bring in your AI teammate. You can literally ask it to draft the main parts of your post. Hey, give me a great hook for this topic. Give me 3 to 5 value points. Write me a clear call to action. It'll do the heavy lifting, but, and this is probably the most important part of the whole thing, you have to go back and edit it. Put it in your own voice. AI gives you the bones, the structure. You provide the soul, the personality. Okay, here's a super simple but game-changing organizational hack. Do not create 7 different Canva files for the week. Please don't. Instead, create one single Canva project and just make each post its own page within that project. This keeps everything neat, tidy, and makes the design phase so much faster. So we've planned, we've created, we've scheduled. We could stop there, but we're not going to. The final and maybe most powerful part of this system is what I like to call the multiplier effect. This is where you get the most bang for your buck. All right, let's take an example. Say one of your posts this week is a nice detailed carousel. That one piece of content you already made, that's just the beginning. That carousel post, well, it instantly becomes a perfectly matched, on-brand cover for a reel. You're not starting from scratch. You just duplicate, resize, and boom, you've got that consistent look and feel. And what about a thumbnail for a blog post you're writing on the same topic? Easy. Duplicate the design again, tweak the dimensions, and export. The branding is already baked right in. And finally, with just one more quick little adjustment, that same design becomes a vertical pin for Pinterest. And just like that, look at what you did. You turned one post into 4 separate pieces of content. They're all on brand, and they all came from that one single project. That is true efficiency. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. So often when we feel stuck, we blame a lack of creativity, right? We think, I'm just not feeling creative today. But what if the real problem, the real bottleneck, isn't your creativity at all, but your process? Just think about it. By putting a system like this in place, you free up all that mental space to focus on what actually matters, creating amazing value for your audience.